What is a CMAR project?
So a CMAR project, for many years, there was just the design, bid, build. So the engineer selected by the owner does the design 100%, puts it out to bid, contractors bid it, lowest bidders typically awarded the project. CMAR, some people call it alternative delivery. We like to classify it as a collaborative delivery. So what it is the engineer still selected by the owner, and then usually there's a proposal element to it, and it's a best value selection that usually the engineer and owner, they have a review committee that selects who's going to be awarded the project. And that proposal includes your project team, your project approach, project references, owner references, and then typically some kind of pre-construction services fee, whether that's like a hard number or maybe just our standard markups. And then once you are selected with that CMAR process, you get signed up as a pre-construction services. So typically these CMAR projects, the design's about 30-60% when the contractor selected and brought on board. And then at that point, contractor gets with the owner and the engineer. We do design workshops, project kickoff meetings, and then as a GC, we take the current design, price it up, usually with a contingency. You can be a little bit more flexible as far as subcontractor and supplier selection, because again, it's best value selection, right? So as a contractor, we get all these numbers, provide GMPs 30%, 60% as the design progresses. And mind you, when you submit all your pricing, it is open book. Again, peel the onion back as far as you like. Everybody sees where the costs are. And again, there's usually about 5-10% contingency. And then you get to the design at 90% GMP, you're pretty much final pricing stage with your contingency. If everything gets approved, your pre-construction services are complete, and then you roll into construction. And from there, it's more or less a similar setup to a traditional design bid build.
You've kind of been released at that point. Like
Right.
you guys are just rolling. So real quick, going back, so the advantage is that you're coming in at 30-60%, somewhere in that range, and you guys kind of have more cost knowledge than us engineers, right? Because you work on, I mean, you guys see the hard costs.
Right.
And so you'll take the design and say, oh, we could, if we switched from ductile iron to HDPE, we can, that's a $20,000 cost savings, or am I kind of getting that right?
Exactly. Yeah, that you can really accelerate that value engineering input, that means and methods input. You can also do pre-procurement tactics. Say you have a system, piece of equipment, assembly, what have you, that is 24 way longer, long lead time. And what we've been able to do in the past on our CMAR projects is more or less get approvals, because we're able to do submittals and get all the pricing, get approvals for some of these long lead items when you do your GMP, so that the time savings compared to a traditional design bid build, where you bid it, then there's a contract, submittal phases, all that, it really can accelerate some things for people.